Hello there and welcome to bnettv.com. I'm Michelle Sklar. We're here at CTIA Wireless 2008 in Las Vegas. I am joined by Jeff Arbour of the Hyperfactory. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
Absolutely. Now, for our audience members that are tuning in for the first time, because I know we had a chance to speak with your boss last fall,
Sure.
Give us a brief overview of what the Hyperfactory is.
So the Hyperfactory is a global mobile ideas, media, and execution company. So essentially we work with brands around the world. We develop long-term and short-term strategies of how best that brand can leverage the opportunity that the mobile channel brings.
Absolutely.
So we do everything from SMS programs, mobile websites, so we're technology agnostic, so really covering the gamut of technologies that can be integrated into a brand's communications tactic.
Right. Now, of course, when we had a chance to speak with you last fall, I really appreciated the campaign that you guys had done for the new wing that had opened up in the Hong Kong airport as far as using just the different types of technologies and something that was really personal. And the one thing I just want to comment on as I'm sort of leading into finding out what you guys are doing today is just the importance of the innovations of campaigns today and how to use the convergence of technologies and how to really impact people. And as we were attending some of the sessions yesterday, sort of at the pre-CTIA stuff, that's the topics right now are how do we remain relevant? How do we be impactful? How do we know that we're really that the consumer is really getting what they want and that brands are really understanding their demographics?
Sure. I mean, I think there's a large disconnect in the mobile community as a whole as far as the difference between a mobile marketing company and a mobile marketing company that provides a service. So the way that the Hyperfactory works is it all starts with a strategy. So basically we sit down with the brand, we get an understanding for what they're trying to achieve with the campaign, what their goals are, and who their audience is. And then essentially we create a campaign strategy based around their goals and their consumers' adoption to the technology, which differentiates depending on the brand, the vertical that they're in, and also the demographic of their consumers. So one of the things that you're not seeing in mobile as a whole is a true strategy. You see brands doing mobile for mobile's sakes. We think that's the wrong approach. So we want to develop things that brands can build off of, so create a foundation with your first mobile program and then continue to evolve as your consumers continue to evolve and get more comfortable with the technology.
Absolutely. So can you talk to us briefly about maybe some of the campaigns that you've been involved in since the fall or something really cool you've got coming up?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we've been doing some really interesting things across the gamut as far as vertical goes. We work with the really sexy brands like the Toyotas, and we're doing a lot of experiential engagement type mobile sites. So leveraging the mobile media opportunity to drive traffic to those sites, as well as integrating with their on and offline efforts. So using mobile as a distribution channel for content in the campaign itself, and then also as an activation layer onto traditional media, and doing things like customized wallpapers where you're creating things on the fly via the mobile website, doing a lot of mobile video, but more experience type videos, not so much direct sales tactics. Because for us, it's all about engagement. And then recently we did a program for Purina, which is a pet care company, and essentially it's a content portal, and it's more of an informational portal than a direct sales portal for the brands that Purina represents. So basically you go to the mobile site and you have the opportunity to learn about how best to train your pet, your cat or your dog, things about nutrition and how properly to feed them. And then there's a lot of content takeaways, so things like branded wallpapers, ringtones, videos on the coolest dog tricks. And then the bottommost layer of the actual site itself are the brands. So it does have an opportunity to educate the consumers both on how best to take care of your pets and then tying that with the brands that Purina offers in the market.
Absolutely, and I think that you eloquently touched on some of the things that I was bringing up earlier in terms of the convergence of the technologies. And even, it's interesting, in the last year there's been a real paradigm shift in how brands should be advertising and are effectively advertising. People are not just sitting in front of their televisions every day, and they're not always paying attention to what's on a billboard. And it's not that I want to necessarily knock the mainstream ways of advertising, but the world has changed and people are impacted by different things in different ways. And certainly the web and mobile devices seems to be the most the vehicle to impacting a consumer in using those technologies and those overall mediums are huge. But companies that really understand how to make it all work together, and that's one of the things that I really appreciate that you've said, is it's not just about one medium, if you will, in terms of impacting a customer. It's how everything is used, number one. And number two, which you'd also pointed out, it's not about using mobile for mobile's sake.
Exactly.
It's if people are going to have their mobile device, which A, is extremely personal, so personalization is really important. B, allows them to access information on the fly. So are those advertising campaigns, like you're talking about mobile engagement, are they really going to interact with a consumer rather than just treating it as though someone's passively watching something? Mobile is really about engaging and interacting with people.
Oh yeah, I mean completely. Basically what mobile has done is it's turned all traditional media into interactive media.
Yeah.
So I mean everything is interactive these days. So you know, mobile is a touch point in a successful campaign. I mean, TV, you can still reach a mass audience with TV. You can't reach 80% of the audience like you could in the 80s. So basically, mobile is one of the touch points in a successful campaign, and it also allows the opportunity to connect the various mediums together, such as your print, your TV, and your radio, as well as extending your online experience beyond the computer screen. So, you know, a campaign should encompass everything because consumers are, you know, out and about a lot more than they used to be. And, you know, the mobile device allows campaigns and consumers to take those campaigns with them and engage with them on their own time. So it really extends the successfulness of what is, you know, traditional advertising and traditional media.
Right. Wonderful. Jeff, it was really great speaking with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We've been here with Jeff Arbour of the Hyperfactory, and I'm Michelle Sklar with BNetTV.com.